Many homes in Michigan are built with crawl spaces, and some owners have a tendency to avoid those crawl spaces. Joining us now is Zach Krieger, resident expert from Ayers Basement Systems. And Zach, can you tell us first of all what a crawl space is exactly, and why do homes have them?
Yeah, I can attempt to answer that question. Hopefully I can hit this one on the head. So a crawl space is nothing more than a small basement. The definition of a crawl space is really the area below the living space. And these foundations can be made of many different materials, right? You might have blocks, you might have concrete foundation, you may have stone, but typically it's a limited height where the plumbing, electricity, and HVAC ducts are located below the living space.
So if I have a crawl space, what am I exposing my home and my family to?
Yeah, I think because these are kind of an ill-defined space, right? I mean, it's underneath your living space, but it also has, open dirt, open air. You may have moisture. You may have some mold or water that's occurring down in that space. And so, at Ayers Basement Systems, what we try to do is define that space and make sure that we're bringing that inside the envelope of the home and treating it like the inside of the house. And so some things that you may see over time are, I mentioned it before, right? Musty odors, critters, bugs, animals. You may have cold floors. You might have some bursting pipes because that outside air is working its way into that space. You may have sagging or bouncy floors. You might see some rot that's occurring from the floor that you're standing on up into the living space because of something that we call the stack effect. And I can explain a little bit more about that later on, but I think we have to remember, right, this is happening directly below where we're living every day, and it's something that can cause a lot of problems.
And how does Ayers Basement Systems fix these crawl space problems for people?
Well, let's go back and understand first about the stack effect. So what the stack effect says is that air is going to move from the bottom area of the home, like the crawl space, up through like a vacuum to the living space. So if you think about it, you're really breathing about 50% of that air upstairs is coming directly from the crawl space. So if you've got water, mold, you've got bugs and infestation, all that nastiness and cold is coming up into the living space. Think about that. How's your family faring in that environment, right? And so, we really think of 4 different things to address a crawl space. The number one thing is to fix groundwater seepage. And, we have a myriad of options to choose from, typically looking at drainage and sump pumps. The second thing that we want to do is make sure that we're isolating the home from the earth. And we've got a patented product that we use to line that crawl space and make sure that we're sealing it off. The next thing is to make sure that we're treating and getting all of the outside air, stopping that air infiltration. Again, a number of ways to do that, and a lot of products that can get that done. And then the last thing is to make sure that we're conditioning the space, conditioning the air, and making sure that we're dehumidifying. Those are the 4 big things that we focus on, and we have proprietary products and patents, and award-winning products that can get that done for our customers.
So Zach, why do homes in Michigan have foundation problems?
Yeah, I think that's a huge question. So, let's talk to kind of the whole Michigan and northern Indiana audience. I think that a lot of these foundations were built in and around inland lakes. I know we've got the big lake on the coastline. We've got a ton of pockets of water around Michigan that we enjoy. And so when people were building, right, they decided, hey, I can't get down more than a couple feet before I'm hitting water. Let's just stop there and make sure that we're building up. And all of those problems can kind of stem and be created from that. So the different types of foundations can, I'll go back to the beginning, right? Blocks. We can talk about concrete. We can talk about stone and wood. But a lot of this really goes back to the soil. And what we've seen is that, our homes sit around and within layers of native and man-filled soil. And so what happens, these developers have gone around, they push the dirt around, it's created different pockets of, basically unstable soil or unstable strata, as some engineers will refer to it. And so a lot of our products will address getting down below that unstable fill and making sure that we're providing something stable for our customers that they could either build on with new construction or that we can permanently stabilize with the existing structure that they already have.
So Zach, if anybody has any questions, where can they find out more?
Absolutely. If you want to get online and check out our website at goayers.com, or they can give us, a ring at our office at 866-379-1669 to find out more about how we can help their basement, crawl space, or foundation issues.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the information and for joining us on Studio 10.
I appreciate it. Can't wait to help you guys. Thanks.